Hey everybody, welcome to another math video. For this one I'll be talking about the distributive property. Okay, so basically this is what we're doing. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So the distributive property, basically it's multiplying a common factor to each of your terms. Sometimes you'll see textbooks or online programs tell you to use the distributive property by taking out the common factor. So commonly that's known as factoring, but I included it here because you might see it in some textbooks. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. Take a look at some examples. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to distribute the 2 that's outside of the parentheses to everything that's inside of the parentheses. So commonly, if you see a number in front of parentheses like this, it's understood that the operation that's going on is multiplication. And this value or term that's on the outside of the parentheses is going to be multiplied to each thing inside the parentheses. Okay, so doing it step by step, it looks like this. Okay, so the 4 gets multiplied by the 2, plus the y also gets multiplied by the 2, and then from here all you do is simplify. Okay, and that's basically it. So for terms like this with a variable, normally we like to put the constant or the number, fraction, decimal, integer in the front of the variable, the letters. Okay. Okay, so here's another one here. So we have, like I mentioned, we have a term on the outside of the parentheses, and it's going to get multiplied to each term inside of the parentheses. Okay, so basically when we do the distribution, it looks like this. And then from here we just simplify. And when you simplify, mathematicians, math teachers, anybody that does math in general, likes to put variables in alphabetical order, and I'm one of those people, so just put them in alphabetical order. Okay, so let's take a look at the other way, the division one, which I did mention that it was normally called factoring, but you might see it. You might see this in the textbook. That's why I included it here, like I mentioned. So what we're doing is we're looking for the common factor for 8 and 12y. So for 8 and 12y, the common factor is 4. Okay. So this 4 is common in both of these, so we'll take that out, and we end up with this. So like I said, this is what we normally refer to as factoring, but it is a form of the distributive property. Okay, let's take a look at one more example here. Okay, so again, we want a common factor for all of these terms here. Okay, so it looks like the common factor is an m and also a 3. So 3m is our common factor. So it looks like this, and since we have 3m in all 3 of these terms, we can pull that out, and that's what we have here. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. So normally we see the distributive property as multiplication rather than dividing out, but depending on the textbook you use, you certainly might see both. That's why that's here. If you need to see the examples again, feel free to rewind. Also, please subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I really appreciate that. Otherwise, any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.